So there was this movie that I watched called Ender's Game. And at one part of the movie, Ender was being bullied by just, the clown, the class bully. But the bully had a little posse with him. He had about 4 or 5 dudes with him. But Ender was a young genius, and he thought strategy all the time. So he got pushed into the situation where he had to fight. But when he chose to fight, what he chose to do was he made sure he had himself a weapon because he didn't know how many of them were going to attack him. And he took out the leader. He, hit him. But what he did was he didn't stop. He kept hitting him and kept hitting him and severely injured this boy. He was removed from the program that he was in. And when the commander came by his house, he asked him, "Why didn't you stop?" And he said, respectfully, "That wasn't about that fight." And they was like, "Explain." He said, "That was to end all future fights." T.S. Eliot said that only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Ender decided to beat that boy to a pulp so that one, he won't think about reprisal. He won't think about revenge. He's not coming back. But also his little crew of goons, so they don't think about jumping him because they know their leader just got taken out. So even if they become the new de facto leader, they know that that's one little boy that they don't want to mess with. Can you go too far? Hello, Governor. This is Rakai Steve, Nuke from the Ville, and we are talking about episode 16 of season 4 of Doctor Who, The Waters of Mars. Listen, this episode was fantastic. It wasn't horror based, and even though I've seen lists where it says that this is one of the creepiest or one of the scariest Doctor Who episodes, I don't see that. But it was definitely one of the chilling, I guess is the word, chilling episodes. So for whatever reason, Doctor Who lands on the planet of Mars. You see him get out of the TARDIS in his spacesuit, and he's walking. There is a base, a human base on Mars. Now, while the Doctor's kind of exploring, he gets held at gunpoint by a probe droid that the humans sent out. They take him back to the base. He's kind of talking to the people that are there. And then he figures out that they are the first astronauts, the first people to set up this base on the planet Earth in the year 2059. But then he finds out what the date is. It's November 21st, 2059. Now that date is significant because in his recollection, he has seen, I don't know, like the newspaper clippings that all of these people die today from a nuclear blast. A whole little space camp, a whole space station blows up. And he's like, ooh, I got to go. He's like, y'all are all rock stars. And oh my God, you people are famous. Everyone on Earth knows you. You're the real deal. However, I got to go. Now, when he says that, he said, wait, there's 2 people here that I don't see. Where are they at? And they call out to one of the dudes, and all you hear is this guttural growl come over the loudspeakers. And the Doctor is like, oh, Yeah, I really need to go. The commander, Commander Captain Adelaide Brooks, she tells the doctor, "You're not going anywhere. Didn't nothing crazy start happening until you showed up. We don't even know how you got here. So you're going to go with me." They go to find the people. One of the ladies, the black lady, she is knocked out in one of the long hallways. So they take her back to quarantine her back at the, the first aid station. They go looking for the other dude who's missing. It's the doctor, the captain, and one other person. Well, the other person is with them. He runs into the guy that was missing, Andy Stone. Andy Stone converts him. Whatever is going on with them, and we see it earlier where the Andy Stone guy was infected with something. Something's going on. We didn't really see what happened to the black lady, and we just now found her knocked out, unconscious in the hallway. But something's happened to where their skin all around their mouth is all broken up, and just their teeth, the whole mouth is black, and just like water keeps coming out from everywhere. Water coming out their hands, out their mouth, like just water everywhere. It's some sort of virus, because when the other dude who's with Dr. Who and the captain, he gets captured by the first dude, Andy. He does something to him, he infects him or something. And, one drop of water, he infects him. So now they both got these, eyes look like they're from the scene in Belly. And their mouth is all toe up, and they've got water coming everywhere. And they take off. They run after the doctor and the captain. They get back barely, safely. But the doctor tells the captain, water is patient. The thing is, water can get in, and water is going to get in here somewhere. I need to get out of here. Just through system elimination, the black lady who, once she's in quarantine, she reveals her true colors. She was infected, but for whatever reason, she didn't turn right away. She was almost like a Trojan horse. Maybe she's the leader. I don't know. They start to pick off these folks one by one just through the water. They start preparing to leave. It's real sad. There's one of the ladies, Steffi. She gets trapped in a little communication pod, and she gets hit the water, and she turns on a recording of her daughter telling her how much she loved her, but she's gone. She turns. One guy, he goes to start the shuttle because this is, priority one, which means we get the hell out of here. But the black lady, she eventually got free from the first aid station, and she infected him on the shuttle. So he had to blow up the whole shuttle. Now they really don't even have a way off of here. The two dudes that were at the beginning, they're on the roof, and they're putting all the water on the roof. So now the water's coming down through the ceiling. The doctor tries to leave. The captain, she traps him and says, "No, you're not leaving. You know something else." And he tells her, "You die today. You blow up this whole station to save Earth. One of these people is infected. They can't get back to Earth. They'll infect the entire Earth. But your death here is a canon event. It's a fixed point. And based on your death, your granddaughter becomes the first one to take like a light speed ship out, and she discovers the galaxy, and other people follow because of the legacy that you leave here today." So she lets the doctor go. But the doctor's hearing everything going on in the comms. He comes back to save them. But that's where things get weird, because the doctor's acting real sketchy right now. And he saves the captain and two other crewmates. One, Mia Bennett, is played by Gemma Chan. Gemma Chan has been in so much stuff. Humans, The Eternals. She was in Captain Marvel. She was in Crazy Rich Asians. Like, she's been in a lot of stuff. The doctor saves them right as the whole space station blows up and they get back to Earth. The Mia and the other guy, Yuri, they're freaked out because they're like, wait, we were in a little police box and it's bigger on the inside. Like, what the hell? And they run off. The captain goes at the doctor's neck. She's like, I thought you said it was a fixed point, like I had to die up there. And he's like, you know, I thought of myself as a survivor, but I'm not a survivor, I'm the winner. And he goes real dark side there for a hot minute. He goes, you know, he puts on his Slytherin robes and gets his red lightsaber, and he's on some other stuff right now. And he keeps talking about, you know, he do what he want to do. He's a Time Lord. Time bends to his will. He does what he wants to do. And it's a different look for the doctor. Like, he sounds like a nutter. You know, he sounds real out there. Captain Brooks, she can't deal with, because she said that what he did, there's no guarantee that what he has done will still send humanity along the same track. So she figured if it's a fixed point she has to die, then she has to die. And she goes in her own house and takes herself out. She unalives herself. It's at this point the doctor asks the question, have I gone too far? I've gone too far. And on the other side of the TARDIS, he sees a Ood that shows up. Now, he was already freaked out after this last episode with the Planet of the Dead, where the lady told him that, you know, darkness is coming for him, death is coming for him, and it will knock 4 times. But he asked the question, have I gone too far? Aaron Ralston has a quote that says, you'll never find your limits until you've gone too far. So, what exactly is too far? When I think of too far, I usually think of sports. Did Michael Jordan go too far? He ruled his teams by fear. Did he go too far? In order to ensure his teams are successful, does LeBron James go too far by trying to be the player, the coach, the general manager, making sure they draft his son? Is that too far? Did Richard go too far in enforcing the lifestyle on Venus and Serena that he did to make them champions? Did Elder go too far to have Tiger on the links every day to play golf until he's the greatest? What is too far? You know, if you need a little pick-me-up after work because you're feeling sluggish, you know, maybe you can drink a cup of coffee, but, you know, sniffing lines of cocaine, that's too far. What is too far? Because this applies to your personal life, your professional life. It applies to all aspects of your life. What is too far? And do you realize when you've gone too far? If you get into an argument with your significant other, if you get into an argument with your significant other and she says something that triggers you, do you let it go? Do you cuss her out? Do you answer back angrily? Do you backhand her to the face? Do you know what too far is? Based on our traumas, sometimes we don't know what is too far. I had a situation where I was in a relationship and my significant other when we would get into an argument, she went for the jugular every time. She said whatever she had to say to get under my skin, to trigger me. And I don't know if it was because of the trauma in her past that she expected me like to haul off and hit her or something like that. It's not how I operate. That's not, you know what I'm saying? I just figure, to me, that level of toxicity, if I feel like I got to put hands on you, I don't need to be with you. But she went out of her way to try to take me there on more than one occasion. And I am just the type of person that you can't do whatever or say whatever and then expect for tomorrow to just say, I'm sorry. You know I didn't mean none of that I said. To me, you meant everything that you said. You know, people are real honest when they drunk, or in anger. When they've been drinking or in anger, they say what's really on their hearts and in their minds. Some stuff you just can't take back, and I may forgive you, but I won't forget. It wasn't until I chose a permanent split from this person, and it wasn't until then that they realized they went too far. And the thing is, it wasn't even an immediate that they went too far, the argument that directly preceded that. It's just by this point, I had enough. You had went too far several times. You had crossed the line. You were a habitual line crosser. And I was done. We all have the propensity for greatness within us. And a lot of times it takes a certain level of discipline to get that greatness to even show up. But you also have to realize that sometimes enough is enough, and you can absolutely go too far. These women show up with BBLs when most dudes are like, no, I don't even like that. And I understand, you want to feel better about yourself. If that's what you feel you got to do, then, do you, be you. That makes you feel better about yourself, then your confidence is what's sexy, not some big misshapen booty. Ooh. If you are on a quest to improve your health, I understand sometimes you got to get a jump start. You got to do what you got to do that's best for you and your health, your body, and you get surgery, or you're on Ozempic, or you're starving yourself, bulimia or something like that. Did you go too far? I mean, I know a lot of people that work out and incessantly and try to eat right, and it still doesn't seem to be happening. In my own weight loss journey, I am down over 100 pounds from where I was previously. And that's something to be applauded. And I'm not even close to where I feel like I need to be. But in that, I feel like I've plateaued. And I need to do something different to continue my journey. And there's a lot of ways that I could go too far. And I haven't. I want this to be an organic thing, something that I can maintain, not a fly-by-night quick fix, because that won't fix anything. But it's hard. It's hard to know what your limitations are. especially if you don't keep track of your limitations. To know others is intelligence. To know yourself is wisdom. Don't be a menace by going too far, because it's not only about you hurting other people, it's about you hurting yourself. This is Rakai Steed, Nuke from the Ville. Make sure that you like, comment, share, and if you haven't, subscribe. We're on a quest to get to 1,000 subscribers. We need the viewing time. I need the subscribers. So share this with other like-minded people. When we hit 1,000, we're going to do a giveaway, and at random, we're going to give away some t-shirts and some swag, give away some stuff. So make sure that you subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know. How do you know when you went too far? As always, it's got to be about this, but it's got to be about this.